progress.
Okay, good morning and welcome to the Erasmus Days 2024. My name is Gianluca Merlo, and I am an Italian researcher of the in National Council of Research. And today I will introduce the ARIES project in collaboration with other partners of the project. ARIES is an acronym for Augmented and Immersive Reality for Improved Education in Schools in Europe. So, as you can imagine, from the name of the project, the focus of the project is bringing augmented and immersive reality into secondary school education. So the idea is that using these advanced technologies, we can make teaching and learning more interesting, more engaging, more effective, and the learning can be more interactive. So, for instance, it is possible to study abstract concept, but in a very tangible and concrete way. Or otherwise, you can study dangerous process without the need to have expensive equipment or to risk to be harmed. The COVID-19 pandemic has emphasized the need to make the digital education more effective. Teachers and students were not fully ready to use digital tools, and we believe that the use of augmented and immersive reality can help to make digital educational processes more effective, more engaging, working on the motivation of students and promoting an active way of learning. The ARIES project, the main target of the ARIES project are secondary school teachers. The idea is to provide a culture about the application of augmented and immersive reality in education. So providing teachers with skills to manage augmented and immersive reality, but also providing them with accessible, simple, and inexpensive tools for daily use in the classroom. Teachers are crucial in this project because they have been involved and they will be involved in the design, testing, and use of augmented and immersive reality learning modules in their classrooms. So the project started from the need to promote the use of augmented and immersive reality in educational contexts, and the need to provide teachers with the possibility to be trained about the required skills for this kind of technologies, but adopting an open perspective focused on the idea that educational resources can be shared to create communities and trying to reduce the cost of the application of these technologies. So we looked for best practices, the existing best practices around Europe, and also in the scientific literatures. Then we identified the skills needed for teachers and students to be effective with this kind of technologies. And we worked to provide high quality training contents for teachers, always trying to work with cheap, easy to use and flexible tools. So we produced a competent framework on augmented and immersive reality, in which 23 skills are listed. Then we produced transferable certified courses for students and teachers. And every single output of the project is released with open licenses to promote to foster the communities about this topic. The ARIES project is composed by 6 partners. The first one is the National Council of Research, who is leading the project. Then we involved Smart Revolution, who are very expert of innovative learning and in project management. Then we have Blink from Germany, they are specialized in blended learning and in the validation of learning outcomes. And then we have 3 secondary schools, one for Greece, one from Italy, and the other one from Lithuania. And these schools will be involved in the next few months in the pilot testing of the augmented and immersive reality, and they had a very important role also in the development of the innovative learning practices. So this is a list of the project activities we are working on, or we already completed, but I've already mentioned it. We will discuss about in detail about some of this later. But I would like to focus your attention on the expected results of the project. As I told you before, we are producing certified courses both in presence and also online, open to everyone interested in augmented and immersive reality. Then we are going to start a set of pilot study with secondary school students across Europe. And at the end of this project, we will hold a large-scale conference to spread the project results with a large audience. Okay, so now it's time to give the floor to Dr. Schwab from Blink, who will discuss with you about your experiences with augmented and immersive reality. Thank you.
Well, thanks a lot, Gianluca, for just having the introduction to the ARIES project. Just one moment, I will also share my screen because I would like to play around a bit, and therefore you will need your mobile phones or smartphones, and I hope you all have them close or next to you. So here we go. Can you see the screen? Can you see this wonderful first task? I will just show. There's some thumbs up. So, who of you are not familiar with Mentimeter? No response. Okay. You all see the QR code at the corner, right?
Yes.
Do me the favor and use your smartphone, scan the QR code, and hopefully you will end up on this nicely first question I have for you. So it seems like in the classroom, it's not allowed to have a smartphone next to you, right?
Sebastian, I'm sorry, but in Greece, it is forbidden for the students to have a smartphone. This is a new
Of
rule.
course. Well, it's the same also in Germany. So schools are all horrible regarding this. So as soon as we would like to do something interactive, it will be challenging. Nevertheless, I already see some reactions here. which is quite nice. So some of you consider yourself an eagle who just using the heights and reaching new ideas, while others are more in the cat mode and decided to explore new corners in this field. Uh, so I think actually the dolphin is also quite nice because normally the dolphin is connected to fun, and fun and learning is normally quite tricky. So, but before I talk too much about it, just a simple image to start your day, let's move to the next slide. Ooh, it seems like we have more players coming around. So, what competences do you think teachers? Oh, wow, they're already popping up. That's a wild mix. It seems like this cloud is exploding, at least in Italy. Italy, it seems like a lot of students are allowed to use their smartphones and like to bomb the place. So for those in Greece, I'm so sorry for you that you can't destroy it in the same way, which is quite nice. So it's always nice to see that students have different understanding what a competence means. So a B, I wouldn't consider a competence. On the other side, we also see something like ciao and hello. Well, that's not bad. So at least people are reacting. But I think the main challenge is most of the time, what do you consider a competence? And to be honest, well, I think I've never had so many different words in a word cloud. So it's a really nice experience for me to see that. Um, do we have any evidence for related to competences? No, of course not. So it's really interesting. So the life is better. Well, is the life better with or without AI and IR technology? If you ask me, it seems like at the moment in Erasmus Day, nobody cares, which can become a benefit, of course. But I think, well, I hope we can still reach some people or at least some students in the classroom by using augmented and immersive reality. So I think we actually can jump to the next slide. Even if I like to see that this cloud, a word cloud is exploding with words I never heard. So let's switch to the next one. So we actually could take the answers you just shared and say, well, is this engaging? And I think just by the amount of responses we saw just in the last screen, it seems like there's a lot of fun related, all these technical tools. Well, I would call it a lessons learned. So if you do it in a classroom, the creativity is immense. And well, let's scroll down. How many more we get here? 50 response. Uh, so let's do it a bit old school. Who of you in the classroom sitting considering AI a benefit for you? So I'm not talking to teachers, I'm talking to the students. At least I can see from Greece. So those students are just on my screen. who think augmented and immersive reality would be interesting in to see in your classroom? Okay, there's one hand, some reactions at least there. So now we're fighting old school, like raising your hand. On the other side, getting bombed with the world of not having a moderator trying to keep them. Okay, let's just focus on one. It must have more attractive than ordinary lessons. Well, this is up to teachers, I would say. So, of course, the tools should be good. Nevertheless, it's quite challenging to bring it all together. Okay, let's go a little further. So for those creative mind who just wrote down Hakuna Matata, I'm fully agree. If you can't enjoy your life, it might be a mess in playing around with augmented and immersive reality. So I think our next idea was actually using these answers to make a short discussion about that. But I would say, well, I'm quite happy to see that students are able to use their smartphone in the classroom at some stage. Regarding the input I received here, it's fun, but can we work with that one? I'm not sure. From the nice words I can read here, it feels a bit like talking to my daughter. So she's might be a bit younger than you out there, but she is able to write the same qualified, high, valuable answers than you. So I will stop sharing the screen. So just one thing to clothing this entertaining discussion from the perspective of reporting of those things. It's quite nice to see 64 response on a questionnaire. How many of them we can in the end use? This will be a tricky discussion. So I will ask both of my colleagues, as well Gianluca as well as Paola, maybe you can make a bit of story out of this creative minds.
Okay, thank you, Sebastian. Thank you. It was a bit unexpected, so many bombed replies, but I have seen a few real suggestions that could be useful. And I will show something about the topic that I'm sorry, this is not the right. Okay, ARIES results. Okay. I will show you something about the topics that you covered with your questions has been already covered by the project. In particular, in the work package 2, that is the bulk of the project. Work package 2 is already completed, and we produced many results. The work package was focused on the identification of innovative learning formats and on the development of a competence framework for teachers and learners. And this work package produced many intellectual outputs, a collection of innovative learning formats, a competence framework in which are listed the competencies that teachers need to carry out effective educational practices with augmented and immersive reality. Then we gathered data from many different sources. We gathered data from surveys and interviews with teachers, but also from the scientific literature to understand what kind of existing good practices are being realized, with the aim to identify the key benefits, but also the challenges related to the adoption of augmented and immersive reality. And then we developed also training resources and templates for educators. So just a few words about the survey and the interviews. These has been conducted across 14 European countries. The surveys with around 150 respondents, while the interviews has been conducted with 31 educators. And so we discussed with educators and teachers to identify the way to their beliefs about augmented and immersive reality, but also the practices and the policy related to the application of these innovative practices at school. Then we are still completing a systematic review, so we studied many scientific papers to discover the best experiences of the application of this kind of technology in secondary schools. And these are some preliminary results. So we discovered that the most used educational topics we supported by augmented and immersive reality are science, mathematics, and social science. And this is expected because augmented and immersive reality allows students to interact with complex concepts in a very engaging way. And so people can experiment complex processes, but also take a time machine to move in other countries, so for instance in geography, in other centuries, in history, and so on. And we discovered that there is an increasing trend in the scientific community about the production of scientific papers focused on augmented and immersive reality, and so indicating a growing interest in the research field. Moreover, this kind of interest is not only from educational point of view, because also the market related to this kind of devices actually is valued at around 30 billion, but in the next few years this market will increase to 521 billion. Let's see a few data about the survey. When we asked the teachers about the most important aspect that could impact in the learning of their students, they said that augmented and immersive reality can enhance motivation of students, increasing their enthusiasm, increasing their capability to be engaged with educational contents, and moreover, this kind of technologies can foster also inclusion with the possibility to make students collaborate in also with diversity. And when we asked what teachers think to need to adopt this kind of technologies, they said that obviously they need digital competencies, but the most interesting result is that they think that they need to desire to learn new technologies with the perspective of reinvent their educational practices, trying to imagine new ways to be effective at school. And this is related to one of the main limitations that for what teachers are worried, because they think that preparing contents for augmented and immersive reality can be very time consuming, and because some contents had to be adapted to this new way of making educational processes. At the same time, another possible risk is that often the schools are not equipped with very recent technologies, with recent devices. So it is possible that teachers have not enough devices, or that these devices have a technological limitation. Okay, so I think that it's time to give the floor to Dr. Capello, that she will introduce you to the upcoming events and activities of the ARIES project. Please, Paola.
Okay, thank you, Gianluca. Good morning, everybody. Yes, actually, this so-called Work Package 2 was just a sort of introductory part within our project. Now, we are about to do some experimentations, some tests in Palermo. Actually, more than 20 people from the project partners, so from Italy, from Germany, Greece, and Lithuania, will gather next month in Palermo for full days of activities for developing what it is possible to do with augmented and immersive reality.
All'inizio devi mettere, no,
It is actually to show teachers that everybody can do that in an easy way, in a cheap way, also considering what equipment schools have at disposals. Easily using the smartphones, we have no problem. We can be creative, we can improve collaboration, we can make the lessons more concrete, as you were saying beforehand. So this will be quite a crucial step in our ARIES project, because the aim is collecting direct experiences from the teachers and then uploading them in the learning platform we are currently enriching and creating, setting up, which is the ARIES support hub. So still now, and especially in the coming weeks, you will have lots of materials available, most tailored for teachers, showing them with how they can build some lessons, mathematics, history, geography, arts, and so on and so forth, using augmented and immersive reality. So this is actually the treasure we are building with ARIES, because they will be free to use materials for everybody. Now we can show you, and we would like to present you the experience, one of our partners, so the high school based in Alcamo, so Sicily, Italy, what they are doing with augmented and immersive reality. We are happy to have them on board, because they have already some experience to show, so that we can learn from them and exchange. So Giuseppe, Giovanni, and colleagues from Alcamo, the floor is yours. You are on mute, Giuseppe. I don't know if you are talking. Okay, so basically in the partnership, we have some partners with experience. Giuseppe, are you there?
Ma cosa? Ehi.
Giovanni?
Vai.
Giovanni, Giuseppe? Okay.
Okay, I'm here.
Of course.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Giovanni Giuseppe D'Alberti, and I'm a computer science teacher at ITT Girolamo Caruso, as well as a member of ARIES project team, which focuses on integrating augmented and immersive reality into education. Today, during these Erasmus days, I would like to share with you some practical example of how these technologies can be used in daily teaching. The goal of ARIES project is to improve learning in European schools using innovative tools like augmented reality and immersive reality. These tools can completely transform the way students learn, making the educational experience much more interactive and engaging. Now, I will hand over to our first students who will show us a concrete example of how the Reality Max platform works, and he will show us, Dario Palmeri, will show us how the practical use of RealMax. In this 3D model, we will see and explore the view of a computer, a tool that allows students to visualize the component of a PC in a fully immersive way. So the words to Dario.
So my project is an explode view of a computer showing the name of each component. To create it, I used object from the library provided by Reality Max and some object downloaded from the site sketchfab.com. In this editor, you can add basic shape like box, sphere, cone, cylinder, etc. And you can set different variables like color, texture, and other variables. This project is useful to learn how a computer works, and you can see the detail of all of the component like CPU, RAM, SSD, and all components of the PC. You can also share your project to the other people with a link or a QR code, and you can see it in AR with a mobile phone or tablet, and see it in your room or in an ambient. That's all.
Okay, how you can see this tool offers a clear and detailed visual representation that helps students better understand the complexity of a PC component. Even it's not necessary to open it. Now we will move to the second example. Our second student, Alessandro Campanella, will now show us how to use the CoSpace web application to create animated 3D learning objects. And the word, it's up to you.
So, CoSpaces is an online software that can be used to create 3D ambience. This project that I made shows a cube and its sides where it's different things. Here we can see two characters fighting, and here we can see three robots. I created this project using the items provided by the library of CoSpaces that provides characters, animals, vehicles, and or like basic shapes like cubes or pyramids. But I also used some files uploaded from the site sketchfab.com. Sketchfab is a site that provides 3D models provided by the users, and you can download it and use it. If you want to share your project with other people, you can press this button and share a link or a QR code to the people. Now I will show you.
It is possible to insert some kind of a programming code to insert a behavior to this object that you insert inside this virtual environment, a 3D environment.
Yes, as I was saying, I can program with blocks similar to Scratch the subjects, like this red robot. I can program it to, when I press it, to say a phrase and increase size.
Those are simple examples that what we can do using this language of programming.
Yes, there's a drone that can slide and say a phrase. And there's a robotic arm that moves objects around.
So in your opinion, this environment is friendly to use from students that have not experience as a programmer, or it's necessary to have some kind of experience of programming code?
I think it's totally user-friendly because the commands are simple to use and comprehend. So, and that's all.
Okay, so this application, as you saw right now, allows the creation of a custom virtual environment that the students can explore, create, and manipulate directly. The use of animated 3D models object makes learning not only more visual, but also more intuitive, stimulating curiosity and interactivity. Now, to conclude, I will show you another example of augmented reality using Merge Cube. This cube I hold in my hand. To do that, I will be joined by my colleague, Aldo Maniaci, who we will use a mobile to demonstrate how this device works. Are you ready to go? Okay, now it's connecting the mobile to the big screen to show how it works. It scans the QR code that Alessandro made before, just to share the work that he has done. Okay, and now we will see in the big screen what will happen. As you can see, the Merge Cube is a physical cube that when viewed through an iPad or a mobile or other devices, transforms into an interactive 3D object. For instance, in this case, while Aldo is holding it right now, we can see a group of robots interacting and moving as Alessandro programmed. Then is animating object in real time on the screen. It also can, let's start an animation just by pointing the central indicator that you show in that you see in the center of the window, that black point. Okay, you can point a subject, an object, and will animate. For example, in this case, it will appear a bubble with the Italian word, questa è la realtà aumentata, because we are Italian, so we speak Italian. Okay, what to say? This allows, the cube allows the students to observe this object from different perspectives. It's sufficient to turn around the cube. This tool is incredibly versatile and can be used for a wide range of educational topics. Let's suppose it could be for example, we could build a solar system that we can explore using this cube, or some kind of molecular activity. We can show an atom with the electron that goes around the atoms, or we can show other things. So the use of augmented reality in classroom truly opens new frontiers for teaching, making learning not only more interactive, but also more closer to students' everyday realities, as they are immersed in an increasingly technological world. And now we are at the end. I want to add something. You can find you can build this magic cube by yourself, because this that I have in my hand is built after I print with a printer the file that you can find on the internet. You can download, and then you can use some glue, and you can, as you can see, you can attach. And you can realize your own merge cube that you can use with your students during the lab activities. So to conclude, thank you for your attention, and I hope this demonstration have given you a clear idea of how augmented reality can be used to enrich the educational process. So if you have any questions, I would be happy to answer them. And goodbye.
Thank you, Giuseppe. Very interesting demonstration. A concrete example of how augmented and immersive reality could be easily to use without high cost, without high-end devices. So thank you very much. I think that this has been very useful for our audience. So we can now start the Q&A session. So please feel free to ask questions to everyone.
Com'è andata la registrazione? A posto?
Ma noi ci siamo registrati, abbiamo una nostra registrazione. No, non ho rischiato, ti dico la verità.
Okay. Someone would like to ask some question about augmented immersive reality, a curiosity, something that you would desire to know, or otherwise, if there is something. Okay, Paola.
Yes, a question regarding the tools Ited Caruso is currently using and showed in the concrete experience. They were mentioning, if I got it right, Reality Max and CoSpaces. Are these websites, is everything for free available in this website, or just something is for free and some is like a premium contract? So do these websites cost anything for the schools, teachers and students, or not?
Okay, Giuseppe.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, these are two products that you can find online, and friendly use, and you can use without not paying in a light version. But if you with the complete feature, but if you want to use some specific learning object in your project, you have to pay for that. You can use it after a previous registration, and you don't have to pay nothing. But of course, like usually you have with other products, if you want to use some specific learning object, you have to pay for it. That means if you want a bigger library of product that you want to use, you have subscribe a license that you have to pay something.
How much is it, more or less? It's like 10 euros or 100 euros to have a rough idea. Do you know? Giuseppe? Can you hear us?
Giuseppe, I don't know why, but you are muted.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. As I did before, depend on the kind of license do you want. Approximately to have an idea for 15 person for 1 year, about for 50 euros.
Oh, okay. It's absolutely affordable. Okay.
No, it's not so much. You know, at school, usually we spend a lot of money for other things, of course. If you want to experiment something new, you can try and create just a class and buy it to show how it works. Okay?
Okay, thank you so much for the information.
You're welcome.
Anyone else? So as you can see, the ARIES project will spread about practices that are not expensive. You can learn to use these innovative practices, but without the need to have to invest a lot of money.
And I want to add something more about what you said right now. It's not necessary for using this product spaces a very expensive device. You don't have to buy a particular visualizer. You just can use your mobile that you already have. All the students we know have a mobile on your own, so they don't have to buy other products. Okay.
Yeah, this is interesting because these practices are sustainable in the long time. Because adopting an approach like bring your own device, you will be covered in the next few years. Okay, anyone else? Any other question?
Gianluca, one of my students would like to say something, if it is possible.
Yeah, sure.
We would like to thank you for this amazing presentation. We really enjoyed it.
Lena, I would suggest to ask for your student to come near the microphone.
Hi everyone. We would like to thank you for this amazing presentation. We really enjoyed it. And we are looking forward to be participating in this amazing project. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your attention, for your interest. Thank you. Okay, anyone else? Otherwise, I would like to involve Sebastian. I would like to, because I talked very fast about the competence framework. If you want to, if you would like to add something to better understand what we are talking about.
Well, I think we can keep it rather short. So since talking about competences is not really something interesting for students, I would say, well, this will be a highlight in our training in Palermo. So just another 30 days later, we will have our first C1 training in Palermo. And we, as Paola also already said, this will be full with a lot of things to learn for teachers. So I'm looking forward to meet those teachers who in the end will be standing in front of the class and showing them what is possible and what is not possible. So instead of wasting your time at that moment, thanks for all of you that you were so kind in joining us for this day.
Okay, thank you, Sebastian. Anyone else? Otherwise, I think that we can conclude this session. Paola, would you like to add something
No, just
to conclude
follow
this
us.
webinar? Okay, follow us.
Follow us.
This is a good suggestion. Where, Paola?
We have both a LinkedIn account or Facebook or Instagram we also use, or simply ask your teacher, your colleagues, because inputs from you, students and teachers are always more than welcome to tailor what we are currently doing and developing to go in the right direction and to really deliver something useful for your future. So to me, it was a successful event today. Thank you for joining us, and I wish you all the best with your piloting starting next spring, actually. So next year, you will be piloting also some projects, and this will be the most funnest thing for you.
Okay, thank you very much for your participation. I would like to also to send my greetings to Marco Arrigo, who is the coordinator of this project, and unfortunately he is ill, so I'm replacing him, but we are thinking of you. Okay, so thank you very much, and see you for the next ARIES events. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye. From Mitet Caruso. Bye.